Ladies and gentlemen, the results are in the Evergreen State College Revitalization Survey, a report of the findings by Tacoma na OPE. These findings only reflect roughly about 50% of the undergraduate student population that took the survey. When students were asked to reflect over the past years on what aspects of their classes and support services and community have been most instrumental, about 80% of the students tied their experience at the Tacoma campus to their professors. Students here value the community interaction they feel. Teachers in particular have been an instrumental part in interpersonal connection to the learning experience. Students attributed learning in small class sizes and accessibility to their professor being a significant role in urban student success and connection to the material. This is an access need that isn't always found on larger campuses, especially when students don't feel like they can connect to their teachers culturally. 70% of the students shared a love for the student learning community. This reflects the reason the campus was established. Shared lived experience is vital to continued community engagement. With a shared cultural background, students lean into scholarship with others who validate aspects of their shared experience. When Maxine Mims and Joy Hardiman were developing a school for urban adults, the students came together and were given the task of creating a value system that is still followed to this day to ensure a welcoming environment. These values are our rich value system. 65% say that the courses apply to their lived experience. With this, the curriculum connects to student selfhood and identity. The trend of students acknowledging that classes help them explore themselves to understand their personal background is important because the school's vision was built upon enriching students in just that way. The school and academics offered here help explore disenfranchised people's history to guide their educational journey. Dr. Maxine Mims made this a focal point as she studied teaching African American adults. 30% of the students said that online classes were helpful, as many of them are working adults with children. These students find it helpful to balance a busy life and scholarly studies, making non-traditional the new tradition. The last 15% of the responses said the most helpful thing for them was the access to translators. Here we see a lot of trends of people wanting more disciplines. The school is growing in scholarly rapport. Students are wanting and craving diverse studies in arts, sciences, and teaching education. Around 30% of the students spoke to the point of more bilingual classes offered to the community we serve. Another 30% spoke about a want for certificate programs. 16% were asking for more master's program options. 15% spoke to times that classes could be offered, hoping that more classes could have more times and availability. 10% wanted to see more intramural activities, and 12% speak to the want for cultural exchange opportunities, specifically scholarship opportunities to fund them. 18% made the point of wanting to see more resources focused on family and community support services and classes. Many of the students, 50%, in our demographic are people who started adult life before beginning in a post-secondary program. This is a part of the vision the school was founded on by Dr. Maxine Mims, accessibility to adult learners. With the majority of our students working full-time and taking care of children, online is a suitable approach to keep balance. 30% of the students surveyed said that the ability to do hybrid classes is a strong factor in their success. Many of the students we serve benefit by doing classes while their children are in school. Because we also offer weekend classes, the school is tailored to the busy lives of adult learners who are hungry to be educated in their interpersonal and self-actualizing disciplines offered here. Of the students who completed the survey, 25% of them found in-person classes the most helpful. In reality, more students want to attend in person but have access barriers like transportation or time constraints. Students enjoy the opportunity to be in learning community and have access to hands-on resources as part of their learning experience. We asked the students what capacity the school can grow. We see some trends that analyze professional help. Professional in terms of trying to find the key areas students face challenges. When looking at African empires, we see where successful empires have fallen from the inside. These links can be strengthened. Areas such as professional, HR for conflict resolution, access services, technological help in terms of Canvas, and financial aid navigation help. Mental health services and registrational help were also mentioned. These points show that students have a need in these areas. In the survey, students tell us what they need, and we get the chance to listen. Adult learners deserve all the same resources our youth receive in schools. They wish to see more resources like those we see at our sister campus. In large part, having HR on campus helps to process brittle links and discipline. Another factor students wish to see grow is more access to curricula that has English access for students who want to learn and interpretation for our Spanish-speaking population. Students want the chance to do all the classes we offer, from early childhood education to environmental studies, along with African American studies. These sociological classes allow for a lens of critical scholarship in the community's most pressing topics. Students are seeking stronger technological and administrative strengths, which will allow us to continue being based in our rich values, a school with steadfast resources, and students can lean on more than just faculty. More access will lead to increased enrollment, like in the ancient kingdom of Mali, when we see more advanced trade routes and allow for more cross-cultural connection, we see longevity and vitality among community. This is important to the hilltop community in the medical mile of Tacoma. Once we can grow in this capacity, we can grow and expand the communal infrastructure. What students envision, what we know is that the efforts the school is making to its target group are appreciated by the students who go here. The school has a lot to be proud of. Like the organizations in urban schools helping to get student success rates up by combining lived experience, social-emotional learning, and social-cultural academia, the school is a time-tested brick-and-mortar facility that 30% of the students in the survey acknowledge. One of the big things being brought up in the survey throughout is that students want more diverse programming. Many students acknowledge a want for more master's programs, along with the BA students who have a hunger for courses that will fill their scholarly hunger. Students have a vision of seeing less language barriers so that we can include more students into more programs with culturally fitting languages and courses. Lastly, we see a significant amount of students still asking about financial support and emergency support. When students were asked about future partner organizations, they mentioned hospitals, Treehouse, Puyallup Tribe, Toolbox, food banks, daycares, the Boys and Girls Club, Habitat for Humanity, hospitals, Tacoma Public Schools, small businesses that offer internships, Centro de la Raza, the list goes on. When asked in 5 years what should Evergreen Tacoma be known for, the responses had to do with advocacy, inclusiveness, support, our rich value system, cross-language programs, and helping people of color get further education. According to the survey, students take pride in the school's core values. 30% of the students want to emphasize the importance of a welcoming environment. Students from all backgrounds find Tacoma Evergreen as a learning sanctuary and a learning village. 20% of the answers from this question acknowledged the support for adult learners, in particular as the need for adult education was a pressing need to Maxine Mims and W. Joy Hardiman. The flexibility around adult schedules is highlighted. Another significant portion, or 15%, acknowledged the school as a center for empowering leadership. Historically, that has been a focus, and we want it even more known 5 years into the future. 10% say cultural responsiveness is a beacon for the students we continue to attract. 5 years from now, the community will see that the school breeds scholars from multiple ethnic backgrounds, in large part to language support. Timbuktu was known by scholars to have wide language knowledge for communication cross-culturally. This lends to the high-quality education that this school strives to be known for. In our last question, we asked students where they see themselves 5 years from now. I had to stop keeping tally. 100% of the students find that they want to engage in some sort of advocacy and community work. It is important to understand that communities learn best from themselves. Positive deviance in schools like Tacoma show this. Students learning at Evergreen learn early that to be a leader is to serve, and all survey responses reflect students wanting to serve. Thank you to all those who participated. The end.